Close your eyes for just a second and imagine this. You wake up, not to an alarm clock screaming at you, not to the panic of "I'm late." You wake up naturally at exactly the moment your body decides it's ready. Sunlight is pouring through floor to ceiling windows. The sheets against your skin are the softest thing you've ever felt. And the first thought that enters your mind isn't stress, it isn't debt, it isn't "how am I going to make it through today?" The first thought is, "I am exactly where I'm supposed to be." That life is not a fantasy, it is a frequency. And in the next few minutes, we are going to align you with it. Welcome back to Billionaire Vibes, the channel where we don't just dream about the billionaire lifestyle, we train our minds to become magnets for it. If this is your first time here, let me tell you exactly what this channel is about. We believe that wealth isn't just something you chase with hustle and burnout. Wealth is something you become. It's an identity, it's a vibration. And the fastest way to shift your reality is to visualize it so vividly, so often, that your subconscious mind stops seeing it as a dream and starts treating it as memory. Today's visualization is called Manifest Wealth, and I want you to treat this video differently than any other video you've watched today. Don't have it on in the background while you're scrolling your phone. Don't multitask through it. For the next 20-something minutes, I want your full presence, because visualization only works when the mind is immersed. The more real this feels, the more your nervous system believes it, and the more your daily actions start lining up with the billionaire version of you. So here's what I need you to do right now before we even begin. Hit that subscribe button. Not because I'm asking for a favor, but because this channel is going to become your daily wealth ritual, and you don't want to lose access to it. Turn on notifications too, because we drop a new visualization every single week, and consistency is the secret ingredient nobody talks about. Manifestation isn't a one-time event, it's a practice, like brushing your teeth, except instead of cleaning your mouth, you're cleaning your mindset. Now, get comfortable. Sit up straight or lie down, whichever feels natural. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Take one long, deep breath in and let it out slowly. We're going to begin. Picture yourself opening your eyes in a bedroom that belongs to the wealthiest version of you. This isn't some rented Airbnb fantasy. This is your home. You own every square foot of it. The ceiling above you is high, at least 14 feet, with clean modern lines and hidden lighting that mimics the sunrise, slowly warming the room as you wake. Your bed is custom-built, imported linen sheets, a mattress that seems to hold you like a cloud holding a feather. Beside your bed, a small marble nightstand holds your phone, silent, because notifications don't control your mornings anymore. You control your mornings. You sit up. Through the window, you see it. Maybe it's a skyline, maybe it's an ocean, maybe it's mountains dusted with morning mist. Wherever you've imagined your dream location to be, see it clearly now. Feel the specific quality of that light. Feel the temperature of the air drifting in from a cracked window. You swing your legs out of bed, and your feet land on floors that are heated, just slightly, just enough that you never feel a cold shock in the morning. You stand, and you walk toward the window, and you look out at a world where you are no longer struggling. A world where money is not the main character of your thoughts anymore. It's just there, quiet, abundant, working for you even while you slept. Notice how your body feels in this moment. Not stressed, not tight in the chest, relaxed shoulders, slow, steady breath. Because here's the truth about billionaires that nobody tells you. It's not about having more stuff. It's about having so much peace that stuff becomes irrelevant. The real luxury is the absence of financial fear. You walk into your closet, and I want you to really see this closet. Rows of clothing, organized by color, each piece chosen not to impress anyone else, but because it makes you feel like the powerful, capable, magnetic person you are. You get dressed slowly, with intention, because time is the one asset you have more of now. You are not rushing. Billionaires rarely rush. They move like people who already know the outcome is good. You walk downstairs. Maybe it's a spiral staircase. Maybe it's an elevator to your private floor. Maybe it's a single flight of stairs overlooking your living room where the ceilings soar and the art on the walls was chosen because it moves you emotionally, not because a designer told you to buy it. In your kitchen, someone has already prepared something for you. Maybe it's a private chef. Maybe it's simply a beautifully set table with fresh fruit, coffee brewed to the exact temperature you love. You sit, you eat slowly, you are present. This is your life now, and it feels completely, utterly normal to you because you have trained your mind to expect it. Now, before we go further into today's visualization, I want to remind you why this practice matters so much. Studies on mental rehearsal, the same kind used by Olympic athletes and elite performers, show that the brain doesn't fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Athletes visualize the perfect race before they run it. Billionaires, whether they realize it or not, do the same thing with their business decisions and their lifestyle. They see it before they build it. So if you're just tuning in, or if your mind wandered off for a second, welcome back. Let's keep going deeper. And if you're finding value in this, tap that like button right now. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who need this exact message today. All right, let's continue. After breakfast, you step outside. A car is already waiting. Maybe it's chauffeured. Maybe you're driving it yourself because you love the feeling of the wheel in your hands. Either way, notice the smell of the leather interior, the quiet hum of the engine, the smooth glide as you pull out of your driveway. You are heading toward your business. Maybe it's a company you founded from nothing. Maybe it's an empire of investments, real estate, technology, or something you haven't even discovered yet in this current version of your life. Whatever it is, feel the pride of ownership. Feel the confidence of someone who built something that outlives them. As you arrive, people greet you, not out of fear, but out of respect. You've built a reputation as someone who is fair, sharp, visionary, and calm under pressure. You walk into your office, and it's exactly how you'd design it if money were no object. Large windows, a desk made from a single slab of wood or stone, framed photos of moments that matter to you, not for show, but because they remind you why you do what you do. You sit down for a meeting. Around the table are people who believe in your vision as much as you do. You speak, and people listen, not because you're loud, but because your words carry weight. You've learned to communicate with clarity, because clarity is a form of power the wealthy understand deeply. You make decisions quickly, decisively, because you trust your judgment. You've made mistakes before, plenty of them, and each one taught you something that makes today's decisions sharper. Maybe today you're closing a deal that expands your reach into a new market. Maybe you're reviewing a real estate acquisition, a piece of land, a building, an entire block in a city you love. Maybe you're mentoring a younger version of yourself, someone who reminds you of who you were before you had all this. You take a moment to help them because you remember what it felt like to need guidance nobody gave you. Notice something important here. Work, in this version of your life, doesn't feel like something you escape from. It feels like an extension of your purpose. You're not trading your life for money anymore. Money is simply the natural result of the value you create in the world. Midday, you take a break. Maybe you step onto a private terrace attached to your office, overlooking the city or the water. You take a call from a business partner overseas, maybe Dubai, maybe Singapore, maybe London. And as you speak, you realize your influence has become global. Your decisions ripple across borders. Your name means something in rooms you've never even physically stood in. You take a private jet later that day, maybe to check on a property, maybe to meet with a partner, maybe simply because you can. As you board, you notice how effortless travel has become. No lines, no stress, no checking your bank account before booking a flight. You sit in a seat that turns into a bed if you want it to, and you look out the window as the ground falls away beneath you, and you think to yourself, I built this, and I'm just getting started. Pause with me here for a second. I want you to notice something. As you visualize all of this, is your body tensing up in disbelief, or is it relaxing into possibility? Whichever one it is, that's valuable information. That tension, if it's there, is exactly the resistance we're working to dissolve through repetition. Every time you watch a video like this, that resistance gets a little smaller and the vision gets a little more familiar to your nervous system. If you've been enjoying this so far, drop a comment below with the word abundance. I read every single one, and it helps me understand what visualizations to create next for this community. And if you haven't already, subscribe now, because we're about to go even deeper into the emotional and mindset side of billionaire life, the part most people never talk about. Let's keep going. Here's something crucial to understand. The lifestyle is not the goal. The lifestyle is the byproduct of a mindset shift that happened long before the money arrived. So let's rewire that mindset right now, together. Repeat these words in your mind, slowly, and really feel them as true, even if it's just for these next few minutes. I am worthy of extraordinary wealth. Money flows to me easily and consistently. I make decisions from abundance, not from fear. Every dollar I spend returns to me multiplied. I am a magnet for opportunities, partnerships, and prosperity. I release any belief that wealth is reserved for other people. I am safe, secure, and provided for, no matter what happens around me. My success creates ripple effects of good in the lives of others. Sit with those words for a moment. Notice which one felt the hardest to believe. That's not a coincidence, that's information. That specific belief is likely the exact block standing between you and the life you're visualizing. Wealthy people, the truly wealthy ones, not the flashy ones performing wealth for social media, understand something deeply. Money amplifies who you already are. If you are chaotic, money makes the chaos bigger. If you are generous, money makes the generosity bigger. If you are anxious, money doesn't fix the anxiety. It just gives the anxiety a bigger house to live in. So the real work, the real manifestation, isn't just imagining yachts and mansions. It's becoming the version of yourself who can hold that wealth steadily, without it destabilizing you. It's becoming someone who, even with an extra 10 zeros in their bank account, still wakes up grounded, still treats people with respect, still finds joy in small, quiet moments. Picture yourself in this version of wealth, sitting alone in a quiet room in your home, no one else around, no cameras, no audience. And notice, you feel just as fulfilled in that solitude as you do in the boardroom or the jet. Because true wealth isn't performed, it's felt privately in the stillness. This is the version of you we are calling forward today. If you're someone who has struggled with the belief that money is not for people like me, I want you to know that belief was likely installed in you long before you had any say in the matter. Maybe from family, maybe from culture, maybe from an experience of lack that shaped how you see scarcity. But a belief that was installed can also be uninstalled. That's exactly what we're doing right now, in real time, through repetition and vivid imagination. Stick with me because the next section is where we walk through the full sensory experience of the billionaire lifestyle, the home, the evenings, the relationships, the giving back. This is usually the part viewers tell me hits them the most emotionally. So take a breath, relax your body one more time, and let's continue. Let's go back to your home, because this is where the emotional core of wealth truly lives. Picture the property in full now. Maybe it sits on acres of land with gardens maintained by people who love their work as much as you love yours. Maybe it's a penthouse overlooking a skyline that lights up like a circuit board at night. Maybe it's a private compound near the ocean where the sound of waves becomes the soundtrack to your evenings. Walk through it slowly in your mind. There's a library filled with books you've actually read, notes in the margins, a reading chair positioned perfectly in natural light. There's a home theater, but you rarely use it for movies alone. It's where you gather people you love. There's a gym, fully equipped, because in this life you take care of your body, not out of vanity, but because your body is the vehicle carrying your dreams forward. Outside, there's a pool that seems to melt into the horizon, an infinity edge that blurs the line between your property and the world beyond it. Maybe there's a garage filled with cars you've collected, not to show off, but because each one tells a story. The first car you ever dreamed of as a kid, the car you promised yourself when things were hard, the car that simply makes you smile every time you sit in the driver's seat. There's a dock, maybe, with a boat or a yacht gently rocking against the waves. You remember the first time you stepped onto a boat like this and thought it belonged to a different kind of person. Now you realize it was always meant to belong to you. You just had to become the version of yourself who could receive it. In the evenings, this home fills with warmth. Maybe it's family gathered around a long dinner table, laughter echoing off high ceilings. Maybe it's close friends who knew you before any of this, people who remind you where you came from and keep you humble even now. Maybe it's quiet solitude, a glass of something warm in your hand, watching the sunset paint the sky in colors you never get tired of. And here's something important. In this life, your relationships are richer, not because people want your money, but because you've become someone who attracts loyalty, not leeches. You've learned to say no to relationships that drain you, and yes to the ones that nourish you. Wealth, real wealth, gives you the freedom to protect your peace fiercely. You spend time with the people that matter most, a parent you can finally take care of the way you always wanted to, a sibling you can support without resentment, a partner who chose you before any of this existed, who loves the person underneath the success. Children, if that's part of your vision, growing up watching you build something meaningful, learning from your example that abundance and integrity can coexist. I want to pause here and ask you something. As you picture these relationships, notice, are you imagining wealth as something that isolates you or something that connects you deeper to the people you love? This distinction matters more than almost anything else in this entire visualization, because it determines whether the wealth you're calling in will feel hollow or whether it will feel like home. If this message is resonating with you, make sure you're subscribed, because next week we're releasing a visualization specifically about magnetic relationships and abundance, how to attract people into your life who match the frequency of the future you're building. You won't want to miss that one. For now, let's keep moving forward into the deeper purpose behind all of this wealth. Here's something that separates true billionaires from people who simply have a lot of money: purpose. At a certain point, the money stops being about you entirely. It becomes about what you can do with it. Picture yourself funding something that matters deeply to you. Maybe it's a scholarship for kids who remind you of yourself at their age, kids who have the drive but not the resources. Maybe it's a hospital wing, a community center, clean water systems in places that need them, or research into a cause close to your heart. Maybe it's simply quietly paying off a stranger's debt or covering a family's rent when they're on the edge of losing their home and never telling anyone about it. Feel what that generosity feels like in your body. Not the performative kind, done for likes and headlines, but the quiet, private kind, done because you finally have the power to change someone's entire trajectory, and you use that power without hesitation. Imagine, years from now, looking back on the empire you built and realizing the money was never really the point. The point was the freedom it gave you. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. Freedom to help without limits. Freedom to build something that outlives you. Picture your legacy. Maybe it's a company that continues long after you've stepped back. Maybe it's a foundation that keeps giving. Maybe it's simply the way your children and grandchildren carry themselves, grounded, generous, unafraid of scarcity, because they watched you turn scarcity into abundance with your own hands and mind. This is the deeper truth about the billionaire lifestyle. It was never really about the mansion or the jet or the yacht. Those are just the outer symbols of an inner transformation. The transformation from believing you are limited to knowing you are limitless. If you've made it this far into the video, I want you to know something. The fact that you're still here, present, imagining this life in detail, means something in you already knows this is possible. Most people scroll away the moment something asks them to believe in themselves. You didn't. That's not an accident. Let's bring this visualization home now with one final section: the evening, the gratitude, and the seeds we're planting in your subconscious mind before you close this video. As the day comes to a close in this visualization, picture yourself back home, the sky darkening outside your window, city lights or stars beginning to appear. You change into something comfortable. Maybe you pour a warm drink. Maybe you sit outside on a terrace, feeling the cool evening air against your skin. Before bed, you take a moment, just like we're doing right now, to reflect on the day. Not with anxiety about tomorrow, but with deep, genuine gratitude for the life you've built. You think about the meetings you led, the people you helped, the moments of stillness you protected, the love you gave and received. You say to yourself quietly in your mind, "Thank you for this life. Thank you for the abundance that flows to me. Thank you for the peace I feel in my own skin. I am worthy of every bit of this, and I am only getting started." You climb into that same bed we started this visualization in, the sheets soft, the room quiet, the weight of the day settling into something peaceful rather than exhausting. Your mind drifts toward tomorrow, not with dread, but with anticipation, because tomorrow holds more opportunity, more growth, more evidence that this new identity you've stepped into is real, permanent, and yours. As you drift toward sleep in this visualization, understand this: your subconscious mind does not know the difference between a memory you lived and a scene you vividly imagined with real emotion attached to it. What we just did together, in detail, with feeling, is not simply daydreaming, it is training. It is repetition. It is you rehearsing a role so many times that your nervous system stops treating it as fiction and starts treating it as familiar territory. This is how so many people who built extraordinary wealth describe their own journey long before the money arrived. They say they saw it first, they felt it first, they became the person in their mind before the world caught up and reflected it back to them. You are doing the exact same work right now. Take one more deep breath in and let it out slowly. Gently bring your awareness back to the room you're actually sitting in right now. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Open your eyes if they were closed. How do you feel? A little lighter, maybe? A little more hopeful? Hold on to that feeling. Don't let the noise of the day wash it away in the next 5 minutes. Carry it with you into whatever you do next, your commute, your work, your conversations. That feeling of possibility you have right now is not random, it's a signal. It's your future self reminding you she or he is already on the way. If this visualization moved something in you, I have 3 simple requests. First, subscribe to Billionaire Vibes if you haven't already, because we release a brand new visualization every single week, each one designed to rewire a different part of your relationship with money, success, and identity. Second, hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it tells the algorithm to show this exact message to someone else out there who desperately needs to hear it today. And third, share this video with one person in your life who's chasing something big. Sometimes the people around us need permission to dream this specifically, and your share might be exactly the nudge they need. Come back tomorrow. Come back every day if you can, because manifestation isn't a single video you watch once and forget. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, the more consistently you train it, the stronger and more automatic it becomes. Until next time, this has been Billionaire Vibes. Keep visualizing, keep believing, and keep becoming the person your future wealth is waiting for. We'll see you in the next one.